Hiya, I'm Grimith, and welcome to a Let's Get All This Short. I'm going to be trying the enhanced edition of Planescape Torment. The original version came out at the end of 1999. Haven't played it in 16 years. Instruction manuals stuck with me. You are immortal. Death can be a setback, but it can also be the way to progress. What a cool spin, a story I've never told before or since. I hardly enjoyed Planescape Torment, but the modified Infinity engine didn't age well, and neither did the advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd edition rules I grew up playing. Besides, I'd rather sit at a table with a group roleplay experience than play one solo. Yet here we are. Planescape Torment was part of the ancient Rewarding the Rewarders request list, and I've got 1 hour to fill from Jason Copeland. I'm confident I'll do more. We'll go until I get tired. The Enhanced Edition came out in the middle of 2017 by Beamdog. I've seen it in action a little bit, but I've not played it beyond testing sound balancing for this video, and I intend to utilize the Enhanced Edition features. The instruction manual that it comes along with the Enhanced Edition, this is the Steam version, by the way, it's alright. It doesn't have the appendices in the back to help explain AD&D 2nd edition rules. That's alright. This game has a spin on them all their own. Let's go ahead and fire the game up now. There will be an initial splash screen that will not be properly captured, but everything else should be. Dungeons & Dragons is currently on my screen. Now Beamdog, the folks who developed and published this. Originally a BioWare creation. Something I didn't test was watching that intro video all the way through, and that hit me. With alt tabs real quick just to make sure everything is capturing. Marvelous. Let's click resume. No. Let's quit game. Go to select live, just so I can delete this stuff. Get out of here, test. Autosave, you get out of here too. Alter senses, when you initially click on this is for the options, you get a little pop-up asking whether you want to adhere to Enhanced Edition features or cleave as close to the original as possible. And features that the game notes part of the Enhanced Edition are in asterisks. Let's go through all of these. Tooltip delay, keyboard scrolling speed, we have difficulty of the game, we'll leave that stuff by default. We're going to leave frame rate onto Enhanced of 40. We got Gore, Heal on Rest is fine, Max HP on Level Up. You know, I left behind Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition rules. I've largely left behind Dungeons & Dragons. We're gonna turn that on, please. Thanks. That way I could, you know, not get 1s and 2s on my every level up. Thanks. Always run. we'll turn that on as well. That sounds convenient. We got smooth area transitions. Show enemy status? Sure. Enable cloud saves? Probably not necessary. We'll turn it on anyway. Graphics. Font size, we can actually increase that, and we will do just that. Make that shit blocky. Hardware mouse cursor, zoom lock, sprite outlines, grayscale on pause. Highlight selected sprite. Tablet interface compatibility renderer. Size cursors, maybe we don't need the font size that big. We'll just have it bigger than normal. Sound, we will leave things as I've put them. I might put command feedback level up to always. And movies, language, and it's gonna do it for everything. Let's go to new life. So, character creation in this game operates different than you would see in a typical game where you create a character, especially when involving Dungeons & Dragons rules. You start with 9 in every attribute, characteristic, statistic. You cannot change your name or your character portrait. You have 21 points to assign freely, taking any stat up to 18. And the game notes, as you cross over into exceptional threshold, 15 and above, that you'll get special perks. Dexterity, for example, lowers our armor class. 10's the worst, scales down to -10. And then we have THAC0 operating, which is primarily dependent on your class and your level, which is to hit an armor class of 0. Hit points makes sense enough. The nameless one regenerates. And something that happens with this video game is Constitution, when you increase that, retroactively applies bonuses to your prior level, like, rolls for hit point totals. This game heavily emphasizes interacting with the environment, and less so combat, though you can certainly have plenty of combat. There's a lot of sleuthing, as your character doesn't understand his position, how he got to this situation, and can he figure out how it is he keeps coming back to life? The game places a heavy emphasis as a result on wisdom. Helps you recall memories and gives you a bonus to experience points, almost as if you are excavating knowledge you've gained in the past. I will be capping this characteristic. I'll also be putting 4 points into Charisma, taking me to above average, giving me some flexibility in my character interactions. More could certainly benefit us, but every time we level up, we are going to be getting a stat point to assign in one of these ability scores. That's not something by default in AD&D 2e rules. The rest of these points, I've considered putting in some other things. Strength, for example, since I won't be playing the game that long. Constitution, to enhance the hit point total. But we're going to be starting with a fairly effective fighter. I don't know whether I am going to be playing long enough to dabble in anything else. And intelligence also helps for dialogue and solving some problems. 18 wisdom, 17 intelligence, 13 charisma, 9 strength, 9 dex, 9 con. Start with our default of 10 armor class and 20 hit points. Let's get cracking. We wake up on the mortuary table.
Hey, Chief. You okay? You playing corpse or you putting the blinds on the dusties? I thought you were a deader for sure.
Who are you? Raphael? Pinky from Pinky and the Brain? Yakko Warner? Who am I? How about you start? Who are you? I can't remember. Can't remember your name? Next time you spend a night in this burg, go easy on the bub. Name's Mort. I'm trapped in here, too. Since you haven't had time to get your legs yet, here's the chant. I've tried all the doors, and this room is locked tighter than a chastity belt. Where the hell is this? It's called the mortuary. It's a big black structure with all the architectural charm of a pregnant spider. Am I dead? Not for where I'm standing, you got scars aplenty though. Looks like some Burke painted you with a knife. All the more reason to give this place the laugh before whoever carved you up comes back to finish the job. How bad are these scars? The carvings on your chest aren't too bad, but the ones on your back... Say, looks like you got a whole tattoo gallery on your back, Chief. Spells out something. Looks like you come with directions. It starts with, I know you feel like you've been drinking a few kegs of Styx wash, but you need to center yourself. Among your possessions is a journal that'll shed some light on the dark of the matter. Farod? We're gonna go with that. Can fill you in on the rest of the chant if he's not in the dead book already. Does it say anything else? Yeah, there's a bit more. More pauses. Let's see, it goes on. Don't lose the journal, we'll be up the sticks again. And whatever you do, do not tell anyone who you are or what happens to you, or they'll put you on a quick pilgrimage to the crematorium. Do what I tell you, read the journal, then find Farod. Note what the instruction manual provided. You can come back from death, but you being cremated and turned to ashes? Hard to come back from that one. No wonder my back hurts. There's a damn novel written there. As for that journal I'm supposed to have with me, was there one with me while I was lying here? No, you were stripped to the skins when you arrived here. Besides, looks like you got enough of a journal pinned on your body. What about this guy? You know him? Nobody I know, but then again, I don't know many people. Still, some Burke's gotta know where to find him. Once we get out of here, that is. How do we get out of here, Mort? All the doors are locked, so we'll need the key. Chances are one of the walking corpses in this room has it. Mortuary keepers use dead bodies as cheap labor. Corpses are dumb as stones, but they're harmless and won't attack you unless you attack first. I mean, So, is there some other way? What, do you think it's gonna hurt their feelings? They're dead. But if you want a bright side of this, if you kill them, at least they'll have a rest before their keepers raise them up to work again. Well, alright, I'll take one of them down and get the key. Before you do that, arm yourself first. I think there's a scalpel on one of the shelves around here. Search the shelves in the room for a weapon to attack the zombies with. Alright, I'll look for one. Those corpses are as slow as molasses, but getting punched by one of them is like being kissed by a battering ram. We can run. They cannot run. We might need to get distance. Thanks for the advice.
Done.
Okay, so...
What's up? Yeah?
We can actually zoom in. Look at that.
Huh? What? What's up, Chief? What's the word, Chief? What's up? Yeah? Huh? Mort, like Latin. For death. Women are the reason I became a monk. And, the reason I switched back. You know what? We should get some female zombies to join this party, right, Chief? You know, if I could click you, you wouldn't know a moment's peace.
Planescape Torment and Might and Magic 7 for Blood and Honor taught me the fun of the word chief and flinging that around in sentences.
What's up?
So we got a little how to play section here. Combat log. Quick loot, formations, abort current action, select all characters, pause and unpause. We can select a weapon. Most enemies can be attacked by selecting them in the game world. This menu is only needed for changing weapons or attacking neutral NPCs. We got spell casting. We start dialogue with our party members. Our nameless one cannot become a priest or cleric, yet the wisdom remains very powerful in this video game. Journal, character statistics, open dialogue window, toggling party AI, basic combat behavior. You know there's video games that are released that are more modern than this that just have your character standing around and not taking any defensive actions or maneuvers? Resting the party, spell book, showing and hiding hit points.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at Mort here. He's a fighter level 2. Compared to that, we start as a fighter level 3. He has an armor class of 2, and enemies are hard-pressed to hit him. He is chaotic good. This video game did not ask us to pick an alignment. Instead, that is determined by our choices we take in the video game. He is strong, a little wise, a little smart, I should say. Very difficult to hit, and very tough, floating skull and all that. The rest of the statistics, oh yeah, look at how saving throws worked. Ugh. Those were the days. Information, we have no stats. And biography, there's a lot here, which is fun, but let's actually go into some other stuff, right? We've got a biography of our own. Don't know who we are, we don't know how we got here, and we don't know how to get out. Lost our memory, lost our possessions. We can get stabbed, beaten, and burned, and we get better. We regenerate. It's good stuff. Inventory-wise, Mort's got his bite. He can masticate someone to death. We've just got a feast. 1 to 3 crushing damage. Your punches are lethal. You can kill with repeated blows. It's good stuff. Zoom back out. That's as far as we can go. We can hold down tab. We can see items that we can interact with in some form or fashion. Barrels contain a murky liquid, cross between vinegar and formaldehyde. Some sort of sewing machine, armed with hooks, tubes, and metallic thread hanging from it. Dried blood and other remains. Of course, looks like someone turned it inside out. The machine at the head of the table has peeled the skin off the forehead to give direct access to the skull.
Sure, why not?
Done.
Let's take a look at this. Got a couple of bandages, and I'm pretty sure we can use those to patch ourselves up 3 hit points. Hell yeah. Over here, we got our scalpel, which deals 1 to 3 piercing damage. Go ahead and equip that. This game does care about piercing, slashing, bludgeoning damage. On the scalpel, now go get those corpses, and don't worry, I'll stay back and provide valuable tactical advice. Maybe you could help me. I will be helping you. Good advice started to come by. I mean, help in attacking the corpses. Or romantic, not a soldier, just get in the way. When I attack this corpse, you better be right there with me, or it would be the next thing I plunge the scalpel in. If you wish Mort to help you attack, simply make sure that both of you are selected when you attack the corpse. Mort will join in the attack. I'm glad we understand each other. Alright, although you can attack by selecting a weapon from the quick menu, pressing the A key also toggles the attack cursor. That's good. It sure does. We have 3 zombies milling about. Just some minor other stuff to interact with. See whether there's anything of value. Let's have a chat. Corpse stops and stares blankly as we approach. Is it carrying a key? It does, in fact, look like the one with the key. We need that key. Looks like you're not long for this world.
Die.
Critical hit. I didn't mean to do that. Combat logos. Yeah, look at that. Critical hit. There's our preparation room key. It's been twisted around itself several times that it resembles a screw. We ended up not having Mort actually attack with us, despite the fact that I threatened to kick his ass otherwise.
Done.
Perhaps is it carrying something else of value? It is not. We'll finish it off. We get experience points for bullying these things, and they might drop prizes for us. We'd be remiss to leave them behind. This is a Dungeons & Dragons game. Left shoulder is heavily bandaged. The bandages might be useful if the corpse was disposed of first. Don't leave it in peace. And rip it to shreds. Doesn't look like it dropped any bandages for us, or if it did... Oh, no, there they are. Like the game interface was lying to us? What the hell? Can you believe that? The trickery. Door is locked. We will need a key. I mean, I do have a key. Perhaps it is not that key, or perhaps I didn't pick up the damn key. That door. No, I didn't pick up. I just looked at it. You know. Like a fool. There we go. The key has gone out of our inventory because the game says you no longer need it. Psst, some advice, Chief. I keep it quiet from here on. No need to put any more corpses in the dead book than necessary, especially the Finns. Plus, killing them might draw the caretakers here. Who the hell are they? The Dustmen. They have an obsession with black and rigor mortis of the face. They are an addled bunch of ghoulish death worshippers. They believe everybody should die. So, I think the corpses you've seen are happier in the dead book than out of it? But where the hell did they all come from? Death visits the plains every day, Chief. We are in the city of Sigil. Planescape is it's a kick-ass setting that's been left behind in the annals of Dungeons & Dragons history. Gotta have more shit about it. Forgotten Realms. Woo! Rest in peace, Planescape and Dark Sun. Though I think Dark Sun's gotten more love. Eh. Alright. Before you said something about make sure I didn't kill any female corpses. Why? Are you serious? Look, Chief, these dead chits are the last chance for a couple of hardy bashers like us. We need to be chivalrous. No hacking them up for keys, no lopping their limbs off, things like that. This game also taught me the value of using asterisks to put emphasis on words. What are you talking about, last chance, Chief? They're dead? We're dead? See where I'm going? You can't be serious. Chief, we already got an open line with these limping ladies. We've all died at least once. We'll have something to talk about. They'll appreciate men with our kind of death experience. Didn't you say before that I'm not dead? Well, alright, you might not be dead, but I am. And from where I'm standing, wouldn't mind sharing a coffin with some of these fine, sinewy cadavers I see here. Of course, the caretakers would have to part with them first. That's not likely. Alright. You got it, Mort. Look, it's obvious you're still a little addled if you're kissed with death, so I got 2 bits of advice for you. 1, if you got questions, ask me, alright? 2nd, if you're half as forgetful as you seem to be, start writing stuff down. You know, like a journal. It's time to start a new one. I'll make a new one then. Use it to keep track of your movements if you ever start to get cloudy on important things like who you are, more importantly, who I am. Use it to refresh your memory.
Updated my journal.
Time for one of the 517 times we'll be hearing that in this short. Journal. Find this individual. Find our missing journal. The original journal's gone missing, so I've started a new one. I leave this message for myself. I have a search box to look for things. And we've got Beast here. Mort, this adorable talking skull. He can fling around taunts and insults, litany of curses, which is not necessary to do against zombies. Then us, the fierce-looking nameless one. And then zombies. We naturally need 2 categories to represent zombies. Alright.
I'm gone.
Shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. Her skin is paper-thin, almost wispy. Like someone draped a sheet of cobwebs across her frame. Let's, just leave the corpse in peace. See the way she was looking at me, huh? You see that? What? You mean that blank-eyed beyond-the-grave stare? Are you blind? She was scouting me out. It was shameless the way she wanted me. I think you're imagining things. And this is the extra font size at work here. She's a zombie, a corpse, a dead person. You probably didn't even register to her senses. Yeah, whatever. When you've been dead as long as I have, you know the signals. They may be too subtle for you to pick up on, but that's why I'll be spending my nights as some luscious, recently dead chip while you're standing around going, huh? What's going on? Where's my memories? Whatever, Mort. Let's go. You know what, Mort? Watch this. That's what I think of your dreams. Left side of this woman's face looks as if it was caved in with a club, and her flesh sags in bruised, swollen clumps over her ruined skull. Number 626 has been stitched onto the corpse's right cheek, just below the eye. Nasty wound you got there. Farewell, then.
What? Sure, why not?
Get over here. This corpse is lumbering around along a triangular path. Once it reaches one of the corners of the triangle, it pauses, then turns and staggers toward the next corner. It has 965 tattooed on the side of its skull. You approach, it halts and stares at you. Looks like someone forgot to tell the sound to stop walking the rule of 3s. What? These corpses don't have much left in the attic, so they can't do more than one task at a time. When they're told to do something, they'll keep doing it until someone tells them to stop. This poor sod probably finished some task and they forgot to tell him. Who gives them their commands? Either one of the caretakers, or else whatever necromancer raised them out of the dead book. What was that about the rule of 3s?
Updated my journal.
The rule of 3s is one of those laws about the plane, about things tending to happen in 3s, or everything's composed of 3 parts, or there's always 3 choices, and so on and so forth. You don't sound like you hold much faith in it. It's a load of wash, if you ask me. If you're looking for a number, if you look for a number, any number, and try to attach some great meaning to it, you're going to find plenty of coincidences. Okay. Look back at the zombie. Just leave it in peace.
All right.
And move on. We got some more zombies in here. I don't think there was any containers to fiddle around with. Just have some flavor slabs. Yum, flavor slabs. You can see the nameless one is healing. Let's have a gander over here. Howdy. This scribe looks very old. His skin is wrinkled and has a slight trace of yellow, like old parchment. Charcoal gray eyes lie within an angular face, and a large white beard flows down the front of his robes like a waterfall. His breathing is ragged and irregular, but even his occasional coughing does not slow the scratching of his quill pen. Greetings! Oh, what are you... What? Let's go speak with a scribe. You might know something about how I got here. Look, rattling your bone box, Dusty, should be the last thing. Before Mort can finish his rant, the scribe begins coughing violently. After a moment or two, the coughing spell dies down, and the scribe's breathing resumes its ragged wheeze. And we especially shouldn't be swapping the chant with sick Dusties. Come on, let's leave. Before we give this place the laugh, but before Mort can finish, the scribe's gray eyes flicker to you. The weight of years hangs heavy upon me, restless one. He places down his quill. But I do not yet count deafness upon my ailments. Restless one, do you know me? Know you? There's a trace of bitterness in the scribe's voice as he speaks. I have never known you, restless one. No more than you have known yourself. Or you have forgotten, have you not? Who are you? As always, the question. And the wrong question, as always. He bows slightly, but the movement suddenly sends him into a bout of coughing. I am Dahl. Dale? D-Hall? Dahl. Perhaps you can answer some questions
my
for
journal.
me. What is this place? You're in the mortuary. Again. You have come. This is the waiting room for those about to depart the shadow of this life. Tell me about it. This is where the dead are brought to be interred or cremated. It is our responsibility as dustmen to care for the dead, those who have left the shadow of life and walked the path to true death. Your wounds must have exacted a heavy toll if you do not recognize this place. It is almost your home. Shadow of life? Yes, a shadow. You see, restless one, this life. It is not real. Your life, my life, they are shadows, flickerings of what life once was. This life is where we end up after we die, and here we remain, trapped, caged until we can achieve the true death. True death? True death is non-existence, a state devoid of reason, of sensation, of passion, the state of purity. Why would anyone want that? Is it worse than remaining in the shadow of what life once was? I think not. Okay. How did I get here? Your moldy chariot ferried you to the mortuary, restless one. You would think that you were royalty based on the number of loyal subjects that lay stinking and festering upon the cart that carried you. A cart?
Updated my journal.
Yes, your body was somewhere in the middle of the heap, sharing its fluids with the rest of the mountain of corpses. Your seneschal, Ferid, was, as always, pleased to accept a few moldy coppers to dump the lot of you at the mortuary gate. Who is he? He is a collector of the dead. We have such people in our city that scavenge the bodies of those that have walked the path of true death, and bring them to us so that they may be interred properly. Where can I find him? If events persist as they have, restless one, you have a much greater chance of him finding you and bringing you to us again before you find whatever ooze puddle he wallows in this time. I must find him. Do not seek him out, restless one. I am certain that it will simply come full circle again with you none the wiser, and Ferid a few coppers richer. Accept death, restless one. Do not perpetuate your circle of mystery. I have to find him. Do you know where he is?
Updated my journal.
All is silent for a moment. When he finally speaks, he seems to do so reluctantly. I do not know under which gutter stone Ferid lays the moment, but I imagine that he can be found somewhere beyond the mortuary gates in the hive. Perhaps someone there will know where you can find him. Doesn't sound like you like him much. There are some I respect, restless one. Ferid is not one of them. He wears his ill repute like a badge of honor and takes liberties with the possessions of the dead. He is a knight of the post, cross-trading filth of the lowest sort. Knight of the post? A knight of the post. A thief. All Ferid brings to our walls comes stripped of a little less of their dignity than they possessed in life. Ferid takes whatever he may pry from their stiffening fingers. Did he take anything from me? Most likely. Are you missing anything? Especially anything of value? Not that he would take exception to anything that wasn't physically crafted to your body, and sometimes even that's not enough to give his greedy mind pause. I am missing a journal. A journal? If there was any value in it, is likely it lies in his hands. Well, can you tell me how to get out of here? The front gate is the most obvious exit, but they will not let anyone other than dustmen pass. One of the guides by the front gate has a key to it, but it is unlikely he will open it for you unless you are extremely persuasive. Oh. Okay. Do you know who I am?
Journal.
I know scant little of you, Restless One. I know little more of those that have journeyed with you, and who now lie in our keeping. I ask that you no longer ask others to join with you. Restless One, where you walk, so walks misery. Let your burden be your own. There are others who have journeyed with me, and they are here.
My journal.
Do you not know the woman's corpse interred in the memorial hall below? I had thought that she had traveled with you in the past. He looks like he's about to start coughing again and catches his breath. Am I mistaken? Where is her body? The Northwest Memorial Hall on the floor below us. Check the beers there. Her name should be on one of the memorial plaques. Mayhap that will revive your memory. I don't know. I don't recall ever traveling with a woman. He makes no response. There were others interred here? Where are they? Doubtless there are, but I know not their names, nor where they lie. One such as you has left a path many have walked, and few have survived. All dead come here. Some must have traveled with you once. Okay, what do you do here? I'm a scribe, a cataloger of all the shells that come to the mortuary. As long as the stream of corpses flows to the mortuary, I shall remain at my post. Alright, I've been here before. How did the dustman not recognize me?
My journal.
I am the one that catalogs the shells that come to our halls. Only I see the faces of those that lie upon our slabs. The dark of your existence lies safe with me. Great. Are you okay? I am close now to the true death, Restless One. It will not be long before I pass beyond the eternal boundary and find this peace I have been seeking. I tire of this mortal sphere. The plains hold no more wonders for one such as I. The eternal boundary? The boundary between the shadow of this life and the true death. Oh, well. Farewell. As you turn to leave, he speaks, know this. I do not envy you, Restless One. To be reborn as you would be a curse. To be reborn as you would be a curse that I could not bear. You must come to terms with it. At some point, your path will return you here. It is the way of all things, flesh and bone. Perhaps we will meet again. We have updated our journal several times. Looking through real quick. Rule of threes, Mort. Some people believe everything tends to happen in 3 and they attach great meaning to the number. The sickly scribe had some recognition of us, told us some details about who delivered us here, and, you know, the individual mentioned on our back. And apparently, others we have traveled with before in the past are interred here. Specifically, a woman. The Memorial Hall, on the first floor of the mortuary. Zombie worker. Once a handsome young man, we're here to resolve problems. Don't mind us. He, like, whips his head around like, what the hell are you doing, Nameless One? Restless One? I'm like, nothing. Just out here. Exacting some vengeance. Someone stenciled a number onto her forehead. Her lips have been stitched closed. Long braid. We shall leave her in peace. And put her at peace. And heal one. What about this individual? Looks like the zombie worker's got some bandages. Let's try and snatch those. Take those easily. The zombie worker goes about continuing to bandage. We can offer apologies to the corpses.
Die.
He'll just critically hit the zombie instead. Let's see here. This zombie has a note stuck in its mouth. Let's try and pull that note out. The note is mingled with the ichor, the ichor, in the zombie's mouth. If you tried to pull the paper out through the cross stitches, it would tear the paper to shreds. Hacking up the corpse to get at it looks like it will destroy the note. You'll need to find a delicate way to remove the stitches before removing the note. And I'm pretty sure if you just fight the zombie straight up without pulling this note out, the note's gone. Following what the text says. Let's use a scalpel. Cut through the stitches. Slice through the stitches, sealing the corpse's mouth, and the jaw sags open. The writing on the note appears legible. We shall leave the body in peace. This is a foul-smelling note retrieved from the mouth of one of the mortuary zombies. It looks like it was sewn into the corpse's mouth by accident. Despite its condition, the writing is legible. Please, whatever Dustman reads this, I beg of you. I know my legal obligation under the terms of the dead contract, but I'm prepared to offer more than my signing fee if you will cremate my body rather than raising it. I've arranged for this note to be left with my body upon my death. If you are reading this, then please use this note as instructed, and accept the result in exchange for my contracted duty. Let my contract number serve as the key. It looks like the corpse was too late to prevent the raising, but you notice that beneath the writing is a diagram. It looks like directions for folding the parchment into a strange pattern. 1, 2, 0, 1. If you're ever capable of examining an object further, a use button will appear to manipulate it. This foul-smelling note has a strange-looking diagram inscribed beneath the writing. Looks as if it's instructing you to fold the corners of the note so their points touch the center. A series of strange markings on each corner. 1 mark on the upper right, 2 marks in the lower right, 3 marks in the lower left, and no marks on the upper left. 1, 2, 0. As you fold the upper left inward to the center, you watch as the upper right unfolds by itself, resuming its normal position. You get back there. As you fold the upper right corner back to the center, the lower left corner mirrors the action until all the corners touch in the center. You watch for a moment, and the corners of the paper raise up, turning the note into a small 4-sided paper pyramid. Let's open it. You peel back the sides of the pyramid, and the paper disintegrates to dust. Inside is a small triangle-shaped earring. It catches a light and gleams brightly. We've got an earring! You receive the small earring from folding a note in the mouth of one of the walking corpses in the mortuary. It's a beautiful earring, but despite its beauty, all it seems to do is remind you how strange this world you've woken up in is. We don't have a scroll or a spell to identify this triangle earring. It's ours, though. We can even wear it. There we go. Wear unidentified stuff. That's how you should do things. I'm helping.
What's up, Chief? Good as done.
Alright.
Done.
And this zombie? Formaldehyde emanating from this corpse is particularly strong. It was applied recently. The corpse appears to be in an advanced stage of decay. Okay. Now that we've gone and ransacked all of the experience points, we'll pick up these fist irons, which are going to be a better weapon for us, dealing 2 to 4 crushing damage, as opposed to 1 to 3 piercing. Forgot those were in there. There we go. Still just as fast? Yep, still just as fast. Delightful. We also have a receiving room logbook. And I think that's it. I'm not going to be fussy about getting every experience point. But, you know, I'm not really out here trying to roleplay on these streets. His huge logbook lists mortuary procedures in a tight, crabbed script. All shells entering the mortuary are to be delivered to the receiving room and logged to the scribe on duty before being embalmed or cremated. Records are to be checked and determined if the shell is one of the contracted, if so, do not prepare it. Strip the possessions. The faction is not responsible for any possessions lost or stolen by collectors who have brought the shells here, stored in the receiving room. Following that is thousands of entries of bodies that have been sent here. The last page has been cut out. Hey, Mort.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
How do I use these bandages? you use them. Stops bleeding and all that.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
Let's just checking to see if you're still with me.
All right.
Oh, look at that zoom in and zoom out of the map. That's nice. Show walkable. That's good stuff. Alright, we got another zombie down here. This huge corpse is standing silently in a corner of the room facing the wall. Looks to have been a heavy-set man in his early years, and judging by the condition of the body, he died only recently. Serving as a librarian for its carrying a huge stack of books in its arms. Here's the old mortuary ledgers. There's a loose page folded between 2 of the books. Someone tucked it there to hide it. The page doesn't look like it belongs to ledgers. It looks like it belongs in a logbook. Removed on purpose. A list of dead bodies. All entries appear to be recent arrivals. Thanks.
Damn.
Did you see that?
I did. Ragged page looks like it was cut neatly out of a book. It is written in a tight, crabbed script. Blah, 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 blah. Looking around here. Asterisk mark there. Ah, yes. Number of bodies. Our old friend Farod listed here. With some of them. Fist irons, we collected those. Copper earring found lodged in an abdomen. As with the previous entries, these shells Farod has brought also show signs of having been prepared. I ask that Initiate Yamoric launch an investigation into the matter. Furthermore, this upcoming entry is one of this man's gang. I've seen the individual before. I would ask Yamoric to pay heed to how the man died. A male tiefling / marks discoloration of wounds are consistent with grave rot. Ghoul claws? Yeah. Scarred shell. Scars do not appear to be cause of death. Shock trauma? Couldn't be. Have a look in this room. We have another dust man over here. See a slight young woman with pale features. The sunken flesh around her cheeks and neck makes her appear as if she is starving. She seems intent on dissecting the corpse in front of her, prodding the chest with the finger. Greetings! The woman does not respond. She seems too intent on the body in front of her. As you watch her work, you suddenly notice her hands. Her fingers are talons. They're darting in and out of the corpse's chest cavity like knives removing organs. I said, greetings! Woman makes no response. I think the dusty chit might be a bit short of hearing, Chief. Let's lay off, shall we? What's wrong with her hands?
Updated my journal.
She's a tiefling, Chief. They got fiend blood in their veins, usually because some ancestor of theirs shared knickers with one demon or another. Like some of them addled in the head, and addled looking too. Let's tap her. The woman jumps and whips around to face you. Her eyes are a rotting yellow with small orange dots for pupils. She sees you, her expression changes from surprise to irritation. She frowns at you. Greetings? She doesn't seem to have heard you. She leans forward, squinting, so she can't quite make you out. Whatever is wrong with her eyes must make her terribly nearsighted. You... She clacks her taloned fingers together that makes a strange motion with her hands. Find thread and embalming juice. Bring here. Go, go, go. We've been given a quest. Okay.
Updated my journal. Done.
Updated my done. Eyes of this corpse are set close together and the eyeballs themselves are slightly askew. Taking several blows to the head. I'll leave the corpse in peace. There you go. There's your piece. Murky liquid. No indication what this body died of. Beautiful floor here we're investigating. This corpse is stopped dead in its tracks. Some sort of tomb rot or corpse mold has eaten through its left knee. Let's try and help the corpse balance. You reach out for the corpse's left arm to help it steady it. However, the corpse suddenly sways to the right and you end up tugging the corpse rather than steadying it. Oops. A crack from the corpse's left leg and the body falls like a dead tree. No one seems to have noticed the collapse, and even stranger, the left leg remains standing where the body was, before finally falling over with a wet thump. The left arm seems intact, and perhaps could be utilized in some capacity. A corpse limb, 1 to 6 crushing damage, speed 4, and accidentally toppled. If you needed to, you could either use it to shake someone's hand from a distance or use it to bash their skull in. I'm fine with the fist irons. Heavily stitched corpse is shuffling lazily back and forth between 2 slabs. It's got so many stitches its skin looks like a bizarre street map. Stitches encircle the corpse, running from its arms and across its chest up its neck into the damp mass of white hair. What has jammed a needle into the corpse's forehead? Well, you unravel if you had something to cut the thread. will do just that. You slice the thread neatly with a scalpel, then pluck out the needle and pull the stitches out. It has 2 separate designations. Well, that won't do at all. That's critical. We have brought peace to the world. Peace be with you. Collecting bandages as we go. The hoarding begins, yes. Yes. Give me your loot. Alright. Much larger than most of the other slabs, and for no particular reason, I'm now going to throw down a save of this video game. Wait. Hmm? Maybe it's saving to the cloud. Maybe we need to turn that off. It's saving to the cloud. That must be what it's doing instead of... Or maybe, you know, it was saving in the That's right, Train. Saving in the ether. Maybe I need to click on the new save button. You ever think about that, Grimith? Ever think of how to read an interface? That would be cheating. Yeah, we just needed to click on new save. See? That message scares me. All problems are forgiven. Right, so where were we? Hello. Shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. Number 821 is carved into his forehead, and his lips been stitched close. Closed. The faint smell of formaldehyde emanates from the body. Is anything interesting going along around? You dress the zombie, blinks in surprise. What? Why are you disguised as a corpse?
Updated my journal.
The zombie is trying to respond behind stitched lips. He has a peculiar half-frightened, half-angry expression. Who you? What you want? I was looking for you. I have a message for you. I have your new orders. I am here to relieve you. Give me all the information you've gathered, all your possessions, then leave.
Updated my journal.
The zombie looks disappointed, but he shrugs and begins to fish deeply into his stained tunic. Been quiet. Dusty's been quiet. Nothing new since last report. After a few moments, he hands you some items, then grunts. Here. Judging by the smell, they must have been hidden so as to avoid turning up if he was searched. Be leaving short while. Ow. The zombie nods. You want out, go to the arch on first floor, northwest room. You need fungerbone. Shape a crook. He holds up his index finger and bends it into a crook. When you have key, go to arch, jump to secret crypt, and can escape from here. Secret escape route. You can rest there. Crooked fingerbone. Where the hell am I gonna find one of those?
My journal.
He shrugs. Must be one around somewhere. Look in storage rooms upper floor. Maybe there. I had some other questions. What are you doing here? Spy on Dusty's, say what I see, nothing more. What do you see them do? Nothing. Just, they do nothing, but I still watch all the same. Okay. Do you know someone named Farad? 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 Farad. I mean, here you live in hives somewhere. Dusty's very mad they may not like Hive? Why don't they like him?
Journal.
He's a collector, brings debtors to mortuary, sells them to dustmen, brings lots of debtors. Thinks he's putting Burks in dead book. He's saying this Farad Burke has been selling a lot of debtors, corpses to the dustmen. That's what collectors do. Sounds like he's been selling so many debtors to dust, you think he's been putting hivers in the dead book before their hour's up, you know. Killing people. Something else I wanted to know. Missing a journal, have you seen it? What? He wants to know if somebody robbed you. Can you tell me anything about Doll? Scribe, old, yellow. How'd you get to look like that? Me good at disguise. Me also good scars. Me were lots of embalming fluid. Me make good zombie. Dusty stupid. Yeah, they're the stupid ones. Sarcasm is evidently lost on the zombie, who knives you later. Stupid Dusties, me make good zombie. Doesn't that hurt? Me tough. Guys, that's pretty good. Can you disguise me as a zombie? Uh-huh, me need jar of embalming fluid, some needle and thread. Well, here you go. Try to hold still. I can't believe you're going through with this. How barmy are you? get 500 experience points. And we get to, for the moment, look like a zombie. Our lips get sealed up. Can't you make the stitches on his lips any tighter? Careful. Talk pulls stitches out, ruins this guy. Zombie no talk. You gotta talk, talk slow. Careful. Take heed that no one expects zombies to talk. If you speak to someone as a zombie, you run the risk of exposing your disguise.
Updated my journal.
Guys won't last long. Embalming fluid dry up, stitches fall out. Probably not last outside mortuary. And no running. You run, you ruin whole disguise. If you have always run on, be sure to switch it off if you want to maintain the disguise. Well, I mean, we obviously got to maintain this beautiful disguise, right? I didn't just do it for the experience points.
I'm gone.
Sure, why not?
I'm gone.
What's up? Sure, why not?
We'll have more do some looting for us. Grab some jars of embalming fluid. You know, put those in his inventory, as one does. Anyway, we lied to the zombie pretender over there. Who knows if there were any others? But I sliced them apart and bashed them to death. This container is locked. Unbelievable. Jar of embalming fluid. Plus 2 to 8 hit points, plus 1 to armor class. Sealed jar of embalming fluid is used as a preservative for dead bodies. As an added benefit, the smell of the fluid is more than sufficient to mask the smell of any rotting bodies it's used on. Effects are temporary. Got a knife. Got this needle and thread. Jar of embalming fluid now, of course. We have her eyeball. Looks like it's seen better days. Yeah, I know the feeling. Don't be doing that, Mort. Mort. Locked?
Open.
Open it for us. Thank you. Ancient copper earring closed. This copper earring looks ancient. Oddly enough, there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means of actually attaching it to your ear. A series of strange grooves have been carved on the inside of the earring, however, which might merit a closer examination. We can potentially examine it. This copper earring looks extremely old. It looks like it was meant to be worn. The grooves are evenly spaced along the inside of the earring. Upon closer examination, they remind you of small fangs. They are definitely man-made, but you can't figure out what they were intended for.
Done.
All right. All right, we're good. Yes, I just did it for the experience points. And to show it off. Get the hell out of here. Thanks for the loot. She'll watch her and study the motions of her hands.
Updated my journal.
Study the motions of her hands. You feel a prickling along your scalp, and then suddenly you find your vision swimming, blurring until you are standing in front of a freshly slain corpse, rigor mortis making a mockery of its smile. The number 42 has been stitched onto its scalp. The zombie is lying on a slab, and you have just finished stitching up its chest. You have placed something inside, something that may prove useful. Come this way again. Keep these things safe, and wait for my return. The memory of your voice is an echo, strange and hollow to your ears. You cross your arms in front of your chest, and you're surprised the corpse does too. After a moment, its hands fall back to its sides, and as it does, the vision fades. You are watching her hands make their stitching motions once more. You've regained a memory. Memories can give you additional experience points, skills, and may even lead you to gaining something else of value later on. Let's get her attention. Give her the thread of embalming fluid.
My journal.
Without missing a beat, she snaps the thread from your hands and hooks it around one of her talons, then begins sewing up the corpse's chest. She then takes the embalming fluid and begins to apply a layer to the corpse. She'll wait. Within minutes, she is finished. She clicks her talons and turns to face you. To her surprise, she extends her hands and drags her talons along your arms and chest. Keep playing zombie. She traces your arms and chest. You suddenly notice she seems to be examining your scars. She withdraws her talons, clicks them twice, then bends forward and examines some of the tattoos on your chest. Who right on you? Hivers do that? No respect for zombies. Zombies, not paintings. She sniffs and pokes one of your scars. This one bad shape. Many scars, no preserves. Her talons suddenly hook into the thread you brought her, and lightning-like, she jabs another talon of the skin near one of your scars. It feels barely more than a pinprick, but it looks like she's about to start stitching you up.
Updated my journal.
+1 max HP. Sensation is curiously painless as she begins to stitch up your scars. When she is done, she sniffs you, frowns, and stabs her fingers in the embalming fluid. By the minute she has dabbed your body with the fluid, and strangely enough, it makes you feel better. She puts the last touches on your body, gives you another sniff, nods, and makes a shooing motion with her talons. Done. Oh. Alright. +1 max HP. You hear that, Mort? We got more HP than you do now. How does that make you feel? That's right. Inadequate. As it should. Door's locked. This stuff's locked over here, too. We have no more keys. Our only way to progress is...
Yeah, good as done.
Here.
I'm gone.
I do believe. If there's anything else, it doesn't matter. Loot-wise. Go up. Mortuary. 3rd floor. How long have I been doing this? Damn. It really has taken me that long, huh? Well, I have been reading and soaking in the atmosphere. We're gonna get out of this mortuary, if nothing else. Alright. 3rd floor.
Alright.
We've got tools to do that. Also have some containers to search, and let's do that. Charcoal charm. 50% resistance to fire, plus 25% resistance to magical fire. Charred bone fragment is some creature, perhaps a finger, bone, or talon. Various symbols have been scratched onto the surface. The scratchings are so faint you almost miss them. Use it. Snapped them both halves or ground the powder, then the charcoal dust is rubbed over the heart of the user. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Got a searchable container over here. We will do just that. Junk! They seem pretty useless to you. That's... Mort. Carry this junk that sounds like, what, plate or scale mail in Baldur's Gate? There you go, bud. And let's avoid talking to unnamed dustbin. You there, hold. I will not. Uh-oh. I'm holding. You're having a hard time pathfinding to me.
I'm gone.
Let me help. Dustman regards you with stony gaze. No, I'm not lost. What's your business here? I'm here to see someone. I'm here to see Dahl. Dahl is most likely in the receiving room on the 2nd floor. He's quite busy, not the best of help. Unless you have pressing business, I wouldn't disturb him. Thanks for the information. There. So, if you have sufficient enough dexterity, and you say the wrong thing to them, you can reach out and lightning snap their neck before they, call an alert.
Done.
Skeleton number 748, according to the number chiseled above his brow, is odd only in that some of its teeth appear to be false ones. Examine the skeleton carefully. Someone has taken care to bind the bones of the skeleton with leather straps. Secured to metal bolts punching the skeleton's joints. Looks like it's seen a great deal of service. Try and pry those out of place. Whoa, Chief, that's vandalism. Those bolts are probably the only thing holding that bag of bones together. Necromancy goes only so far, those old fellas, you know. So? Oh, it's not a problem. Just wasn't sure if you knew that or not. Okay. Pull the iron bolts, but you're not strong enough to pull them out. They've been hammered in pretty tight. Maybe if I had the right tool, I could get them out. Wonder if this Greybeard would be mind if I borrowed his body. Greybeard? Well, why not take his body, then? Or so he's a skeleton for a moment, shakes his head. Nah, I need a fresher one than this. A thing with a little more dignity. This one's all creaky and fractured. Alright then, Mort, let's go. I will not be lured into doing witty, like, repartee. He's got a litany of curses. We will not do that with Mort. Hi, how's it going? I'm not lost. I'm here to see someone. Oh. Cool. You wanna talk to me too? Come on over and visit. Let's chat. I like conversations. Not lost. Here to see someone. Doll. Bye. We good? Skeleton seems particularly old. The leather straps. Repent. Leave the body in peace. It's the same one that was down here. No, it was a different one. Well, no matter. Taking this needle and thread. Thanks. Air roaring from the mouth of this immense furnace is incredibly hot. Walking even a few steps past the archway would certainly cause your hair and flesh to burst into flame.
I'm gone.
Well, I don't want that to happen. That sounds pretty bad. Take this bandage. We'll look at this locked container.
Forced it.
We'll force it. Corpse Fly Charm, Bone Charm, and Copper Commons. Invoke Swarm Curse. Insect is consumed. The recipient suddenly becomes extremely nauseous. A few seconds later, the charmed individual expels a stream of insects from their nose and mouth, which can be sent in a cloud. Attack a target. Then a Bone Charm. +2 to armor class, +2 to armor class versus crushing attacks, +50% resistance to crushing attacks. Temporarily strengthens the user's skeleton and acts as a ward against breaks and fractures. Gives the user an overall bonus to their armor class, in addition to resistance against crushing attacks, which would act as a minus to the number you see over here. A Clock Charm. Mortuary Task List, and a Dustman Embalming Charm Lesser. Claw Charm, 9 hit points healed, +5% resistance to slashing attacks, +10% resistance to piercing attacks. Stimulates the user's blood into clotting and scabbing over existing wounds. The player's blood ends up becoming more aware of new wounds that occur, especially any attacks that draw blood. Perhaps the user instead of the player, yeah? Mortuary Task List. I would like the contracted workers to be inspected thrice daily. Experienced too many contracted collapses while engaged in heavy labor as of late. The embalming enchantments may be decaying or may have been warped somehow. Investigate things. Don't dispose of collapsed bodies. Spare embalming charms. Invokes Embalming Minor. Usable only on Nameless One and Mort. A strange metal bracelet has directions inscribed on it. Judging from the crude text, it appears that the bracelet works by being held by a living creature, then while pronouncing a mantra to the true death, it is touched to the forehead of a zombie or skeleton. When this is done, the minor enchantment held within the item spreads to the corpse, strengthening their bones, killing traces of corpse rot or grave mold, helping to seal minor tears in the skin. Simply place it in your quick item slot, then use it from the quick menu on Mort, or have Mort use it on you. When cast, the target gains temporary HP and a temporary bonus of 1 AC for a half hour. Extra hit points will heal the target if he has less than max hit points, or they give him a bonus hit point for a half hour. Alright, plenty of loot and prizes up here. And no one suspects the wiser. You know, we're just here. Just, you know, no big deal. Don't mind me. Junk! I wonder what the, like, the hand symbol is there to represent. Like, it would count as potentially stealing that someone can see me when I access that? You know, I'm not sure. Junk. Go, my trusty junk steed. The skeleton has either seen a great deal of combat or has fallen down one too many staircases. There is a tucked, rolled up piece of parchment inside the skull. Let's take that. Let the parchment out of the worker's skull. Oddly enough, looks at the skull cavities intended to store messages. Let's read it. Note the string, glance over the parchment. Looks like a reminder from one of the mortuary custodians. Judging from the note, the skeleton seems to be a walking messenger. Realizes it's stunned from the slab because it can't figure out how to move past it. Let's examine it carefully. We'll just leave it in peace. Let's have a look at the note. This is the third and last request for the pry bar. If it has been misplaced, tell me and I shall go to the high market and purchase another. I have no objection to maintain the contract workers, but I'm trying to repair the skeleton. The bolts are wedged in so tight I can't get them out. Some of the locks and storage cabinets have been stuck, and I need the pry bar to snap them open. Thanks. A pry bar, you say? Yes, that would be useful. Got a zombie worker. We'll just leave it be. Alright, what's up? I'm here. What you want? How you doing? No. I'm here to see someone. So, thank you.
Done.
Glad we understand each other. Alright, we can talk too.
All right.
Here I am. Come say hello. Everyone wants to see me. I'm very popular. Not lost. Here to see someone. Doll. Bye. Hugs and kisses. We're saving the game now. We shall leave this body in peace. Ah, skeleton worker. 42 has been chiseled into its forehead. I think this is the corpse I had that memory about. Used to be a zombie. How things have changed. The sound of your voice, the skeleton suddenly straightens up. It crosses its arms over its chest and its fingers hook into its ribcage. Cross your arms over your chest. In response, the skeleton drops its arm to its sides. The leather cords securing the skeleton's torso snap. The ribcage folds outward like a pair of double doors. To your surprise, your hand vanishes as you reach inside the ribcage. You have a strange feeling it's somewhere else. As you reach inside the ribcage, your hand bumps against an invisible object. It's with the size of a fist and seems to be attached to the skeleton's spine. You shall remove it. As you pull the item out, the skeleton suddenly disintegrates, and the iron bolts securing its joints clatter to the floor. Whatever this item was, it seems to have been the only thing holding it together. It looks like an unremarkable lump of iron, though. Why would someone hide it here? As you place both your hands on the lump of iron to examine it, there is a sss. The metal evaporates, leaving behind a strange dagger, a handful of coins wrapped in a dirty cloth, and 2 bloody teardrops. These look like they were inside.
I feel stronger.
Yes! Stronger. We have a green steel knife. This razor-sharp knife has been forged out of the famed Batorian green steel. Found only in the wastelands of Avernus, this peculiar green ore can be tempered in metal much lighter than normal steel. In addition, green steel weapons tend to retain their remarkably fine edge and are capable of dealing out more damage than their standard counterparts. 1 to 4 piercing, as opposed to 2 to 4 crushing, as opposed to 1 to 3 piercing. There we go. We'll keep the scalpel there on tap for now. We also have this wooden club! And then rags. You can have the rags, bud. Those are yours. I gift these to you. We got blood charms. And our character feels stronger. Yes, I can level up now, yes! Saving throws have improved, fighting skills improved, 1 characteristic point gained, and 10 hit points, because I chose to cap that out. Our saving throws being what they are in, we're not a thief, so we don't level up in thief skills. 31 hit points. We get a new stat point! Yes! Where should I place this? As if there was any question. Wisdom! Your wisdom surpasses that of mortal men. You get a substantial bonus to all earned experience points. To my recollection, there's no level cap in this video game. At least not a substantial one, so you can keep earning levels, and as long as you keep finding ways to earn experience points, and if you travel with a small party, you're not dividing up your experience, so you can keep escalating in power. Yes, we're now a fighter level 4. Thaco is 17. We have unused weapon proficiency slots. You're not close. You're getting there. You can do it, buddy. Perhaps I could have put this in something else other than wisdom, something I would find more useful in this short. But here we are. Shall leave that body in peace.
All right.
How you doing? Shall leave the body in peace. We're just, just looking at stuff, looking for stuff. Investigating. Shove her out of the way. Mortuary Sanctum Key. Used to open the inner gates in the mortuary. That sounds pretty useful to me. We'll be fine. In fact, these would be mortuary gates. Get a hammer here, 1 to 6 crushing damage. Speed 6. We'll pick it up. How we doing on the old encumbrance? 18 pounds out of 50? Oh, we're great. Here. Carry our notes. Behold, note bitch. Should actually be relegated to carrying the heavy stuff, but oh well. It'll be fine. What are you still doing here? Don't worry about it. We're, you know, just having a good time. We're enjoying the Atmo. Person who says Atmo instead of atmosphere, jackass or redeemable jackass. There we go, there's a pry bar. Can be used to pry open doors, chests, and even the occasional reluctant ribcage. We certainly do want that.
Alright.
Dustman request, contact the necromancer responsible for raising contractual worker 42. I know he's examined the skeleton before, but I'm certain the initial raising of the body was warped. Worker still responds to commands. When it has completed a task, it resumes pacing the same circular pattern as it did before. I'll recently inform me that Worker 42 exhibited that same walking pattern when it was a zombie decades ago. Maybe a soul echo in the marrow or the skeleton's age may have caused the magic animating him to decay. One of the initiates suggested it may be following an order issued by a higher-ranking dustman in the past, but I found no records of such an order. But the reason for its behavior, the matter is to be resolved or the worker replaced. I don't think I had to worry about that anymore. Lot container!
Forced it.
Thanks. Notes.
What? Good as done.
Get over here. I said notes. Corpse's meaty head was clearly severed at some point, hastily sewn back on. Several different sets of stitching, all in various states of unraveling, seem to indicate that the head is constantly being knocked off and reattached during the course of its work. Examine that fang circle. The fang circle looks like it was branded on the corpse's forehead long ago, presumably before it died. Might be a religious icon of some sort or a rite of passage. You notice that one of the recesses between the inner fangs is a small triangle within it, as if it has some special significance. Does this match the grooves in this copper earring I have? The corpse makes no reply. Looks like it's too far gone to answer any of your questions. Journal! Looks like the symbol reminded me of the ancient copper earring I got from the southeast preparation room. Perhaps the two are connected. Earring. Insert your fingernail into the notch that matches where the triangle was pointing in the fang circle you saw on Zombie 79's forehead. 250 XP, you hook your fingernails in the third groove from the top and press it inwards. As you do, there's a click and the top of the earring snaps open. Not only can you wear the earring now, it also looks like there's a secret compartment inside the earring. Full of nothing. Will now allow you to wear it. In addition, the secret compartment may make the earring more valuable to a merchant. I can only wear one earring, though. Tragic. It might be worth more. We can sell it for more money! Yes. You can't wear earrings. A pity, to be sure. Put it as a quick item. What the hell? Leave that body in peace. And the skeleton worker. Try to pry out the skeleton's jolt points. We'll apologize. Give us a wooden club. And I just wanted to show that off. I don't think there's any value in doing that to any other skeletons unless you want to collect, like, leather straps and bits from them. I don't recall there being any other value, and I'd rather not spend my time doing
What's
that.
up? Good as done.
So all this stuff investigated. If there's anything else, like, in the center that I missed. Oh, damn well. We don't want to be too suspicious here, you know. Don't want to linger around for too long. It would be tragic. Let's see here.
All right.
We open this door now? We can. Got a zombie worker. Got a pile of cleaning rags and bandages. Ooh, mop up blood and other less savory body fluids. There you go. It's all yours, Mort. Doesn't look like anything else of interest in here, though. What about this zombie? especially ghastly-looking female corpses missing its ears, nose, and lips. Leave the corpse in peace. And beat it up. Switch back to that being our primary weapon. It's possible that I could break the zombies up there and the skeletons in a fight without alerting the dustmen who are actually paying attention to their surroundings. But I can't be asked enough to care. This door is now perfectly open, huh? This should lead to elsewhere here. Right, that spirals down. Alright, which staircase do I want to go down? It's a decent question. I think there's more information you can get from this individual who's pretending to be a zombie. Though perhaps I needed to not inform him that I was there to replace him. Let's see if I can... No, he's gone now. Makes sense, I left the screen, I was gone for a little bit. He packed up and rolled out. No big deal. I will take this staircase. Okay. Big save? Big save, sure.
I'm gone.
How you doing? This doddering corpse has a tome. We'll take that. A book of enchantments and wards filled with diagrams and charts of detailing various aspects of the necromantic arts. Gotta check to see whether it had anything else. But I presume not. Tome of Bone and Ash. This worn leather-bound tome lists diagrams and charts detailing several minor wards and enchantments. There are numerous drawings of skeletons' bones and the manner by which they may be preserved over time. Particular interest is the section regarding guardians. Apparently, the dustmen animate corpses of fallen giants to serve as guardians for the mortuary. To make them even deadlier, armoring enchantments are woven into the breastplates to help shield them from attacks. The book is much too complex for you to absorb all at once, but it looks as if you could refer to certain sections when the need arises. Another rusty slab. Anything on this zombie? Nope. Smells foul. Barred gate of rusted steel. How you doing? Not lost. Here to see though. Thanks. Prevent it from moaning incessantly. Incessant moaning. Leave this alone. Continue to proceed along the map. Say, it looks like we've reached a dead end over here, so we shall depart. I will avoid going interior for now. Let's go over this way. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Large tomb, the marble surface gives it a rather elegant look. We can progress through here. Hi, Dustman Guard. We have a different label. We'll save over this. Hey, how's it going? I'm holding.
All right.
What you want? You. State your business. My only business is I'm bound for the exit. I mean to cause no trouble. There are guides that can direct you in the antechamber. Do not wander the mortuary unescorted. Thank you for your assistance. I will go speak to the guide.
Done.
You there, hold. Here we go. Let's talk to you as well. It's a named dustman. Not quite dexterous enough to be reaching out and snapping people's necks. Go speak to the guide.
What's the word, Chief?
I remember suspicious things about you.
done.
Well, let's go see if we can start, like, some sort of party. See a tired-looking man in a black robe. His narrow face extremely pale, and he doesn't look as if he'd been sleeping. His shoulders are slumped, and the flesh sags loosely beneath his bloodshot eyes. Looks so lost in thought he doesn't even notice you.
Updated
Greetings.
my journal.
Greetings. Man turns to face you and makes a slight bow. You suddenly notice that his eyes aren't bloodshot so much as they have a red tinge to them. I am Sogo. How many... He suddenly seems to notice your scars, and the corner of his mouth twitches. I'm sorry, sir. Are you lost? No, I'm not lost. I had some questions. I do not recall admitting you. His eyes gleam red in the light of torches. May I ask what you are doing here? I'm here to see someone. Dahl. Dahl the Scrivener can be found in the receiving room, the upper floor. His mouth twitches briefly. He is rather busy and his health is failing. Unless you have pressing business, I would not disturb him. Very well. I will keep my visit with him brief. Farewell. He nods, and his mouth twitches again. He doesn't even seem to be aware of it. Return when you have paid your respects, and I will unlock the front gate for you. It's after 9 bells, so you'll have to leave as soon as you conclude your business. Thank you. I will return. That would be a way out of here. But we have other business to attend to. It should be the way up on the other side, if memory serves. Yeah. The road not taken. Oh, this music. Here lies Dianara.
I'm gone.
You see a strikingly beautiful, ghostly form before you. Her arms are crossed and her eyes are closed. She has long, flowing hair and her gown seems stirred by some ethereal breeze. As you watch, she stirs slightly and her eyes flicker. Greetings?
You! What is it that brings you here? Have you come to see firsthand the misery you have wrought? Perhaps in death I still hold some shred of use for you. My love.
My love. Do I know you? The spirit makes a begging motion with her hands. How can it be that the thieves of the mine continue to steal my name from your memory? Do you not remember me, my love? The ghost stretches out her arms. Think. Her voice becomes desperate again. The name Dianara must evoke some memory within you. I think I feel the stirrings of memory. Tell me more. Perhaps your words shall chase the shadows from my mind, Dianara. Oh, at last the fates show mercy. Even death cannot chase me from your mind, my love. Do you not see? Your memories shall return. Tell me how I can help you, and I shall. Do you know who I am? You are one both blessed and cursed, my love. You are one who is never far from my thoughts and heart. What do you mean? The nature of your curse should be apparent, my love. Look at you. Death rejects you. Your memories have abandoned you. Do you not pause and wonder why? Still trying to get my bearings, actually. What else can you tell me about myself? I know that you once claimed you loved me, and that you would love me until death claimed us both. I believe that, never knowing the truth of who you were, what you were, and what am I? I cannot. She suddenly freezes and she speaks slowly, carefully, as if her voice frightens her. The truth is this, you are one who dies many deaths. These deaths have given the knowing of all things mortal, and in your hand lies the spark of life and death. Those that die near you carry a trace of themselves that you can bring forth. As Dianara speaks the words, a crawling sensation wells up in the back of your skull. You suddenly feel compelled to look at your hand. As you lift it up and look at it, you can see the blood coursing sluggishly through your arm, pouring into your muscles and in turn giving strength to your bones.
Updated my journal.
And you know she is right. You suddenly remember how to coax the dimmest spark of life from a body and bring it forth. The thought both horrifies you and intrigues you. You have remembered how to raise others from the fucking dead. To access this ability, select the special abilities button in the quick menu. You'll use some party members that have died in your presence. It will not work on anyone who does not travel with you, and it will not work on party members you remove from the party while they are dead. Who are you? Oh. Right, yeah. Right, I thought she would say something different than that. That's That's on me. That's my bad. No, let's... Can you tell me where I am? Where are you? Why you are here with me, my love? As in the times when life was something both of us shared. Now it is the eternal boundary that separates us. What? She sounds saddened. It is a barrier I fear you shall never cross, my love. It is the barrier between your life and what remains of mine. I need to escape this place. Can you help me? As you are about to ask her the question, it catches in your throat. It occurs to you that if you tell her you are looking for an escape route, she may feel you are abandoning her. If you're going to ask her how to leave, you'll need to be delicate about it. Gunnar, I am in danger. Can you guide me to a place of safety? I shall return as soon as I can to speak to you again. In danger? Of course, my love. I will aid you any way I can. She closed her eyes for a moment, and you watch an ethereal zephyr pass through her body, stirring her hair. After a moment, the zephyr dies, and her eyes slowly open. Perhaps there is a way. I sense that this place holds many doors, shrouded from mortal eyes. Sigil is a city of doors. Perhaps you could use one of these portals as a means of escape. Portals are holes in existence, leading to destinations in the inner and outer planes. If you could find the proper key, escape through one of them. She pauses for a moment as if attempting to remember. Portals will reveal themselves when you have the proper key. Unfortunately, these keys can be almost anything. Emotion, a piece of wood, a dagger of silver glass, a scrap of cloth, a tune you hum to yourself. I fear that the dustmen are the only ones who would know the keys you could use to leave their halls, my love. I shall ask one of them. Farewell. Hold a moment. I learned much when I traveled with you, my love, and what you have lost, I have retained. I have not divulged all that I know to you. My sight is clear, whilst you fumble in the darkness for a spark of thought. And what is it your sight sees that I do not? Time itself relaxes its hold as the chill of oblivion slowly claims us, my love. Glimpses of things yet to come swarm across my vision. I see you, my love. I see you as you are now, and... What is it? What do you see? I see what lies ahead of you. It ripples through the plains, stemming outward from this point. Shall I speak of what I see? Tell me. First, I require a promise. Promise you will return. That you will find some means to save me, or join me. SWAT 2 down, and 3 down, and 4 down, and 5 down. 1. The Nameless One makes this vow. He says, looking at the viewers and the Let's Get On With It short and nodding, I swear I will find some means to save you or join you.
This is what my eyes see, my love. Unfettered by the shackles of time.
This game does care about and tracks the vows you make to others.
You shall meet enemies 3, but none more dangerous than yourself in your full glory. They are shades of evil, of good, and of neutrality, given life and twisted by the laws of the plains. You shall come to a prison built of regrets and sorrow, where the shadows themselves have gone mad. There you will be asked to make a terrible sacrifice, my love. For the matter to be laid to rest, you must destroy that which keeps you alive, and be immortal no longer.
Destroy what keeps me alive?
I know that you must die, while you still can. The circle must come to a close, my love. You were not meant for this life. You must find that which was taken from you and travel beyond, into the lands of the dead.
Die while I still can?
Updated my journal.
I do not doubt your ability to rise from the dead. I do believe that every incarnation weakens your thoughts and memories. You claim you have lost your memory. Perhaps it is a side effect of countless deaths. If so, what more will you lose in successive deaths? You lose your mind. You will not even know enough to realize that you cannot die. You shall truly be doomed. How long has this been going on? Except that I do not truly know, except it's gone on long.
I shall wait for you in death's halls, my love.
She smiles, but there is only sadness in it. She closes her eyes with an ethereal whisper. She fades. You, back with me, Chief? You kind of drifted off on me there. No, I'm fine. You know who that spirit was? Spectre, the woman. You're rattling your bone box to some woman? Where? What'd she look like? She was you didn't see her, huh? No, you just kind of drifted out for a bit there. Just stood there statue-like. I was a little worried you'd gone Adulum again. No, I'm...
Looks like my skills have increased.
I'm gone.
Well, that's
What's
good
up?
for you, Mort. I'm happy for you. He leveled up. He now gets to be a level 3 fighter. How about that? Good job, buddy. You get 10 hit points, too. Yeah. You don't get a bonus stat point like me, though. Oh, fierce and terrifying. Jeez. Imagine having 2 armor class at level 3 with 32 hit points. Good God. Terrifying. Would you truly be afraid of that face? Yes. Yes, you could. Yes, you fucking could.
I'm gone.
Yes, that room. Here's our portal. That we were informed about. Before we do that, let's come on in here. Let's throw down a new save. Yeah. Interrupt our beautiful music. What's going on back here? A Crescent Hatchet. We don't need to do that. Before you is a giant skeleton in ornate bronze armor. The armor has been bolted on the skeleton's frame and a series of elaborate symbols have been carved across the breastplate. You wonder where the skeleton came from. You wonder where they made humans in the size. Huge blade at its hand looks like it weighs as much as a wagon cart. Let's examine the giant... Hey, how about this skeleton? What will it do as a body? Mort grins. Is that a yes or... Oh, sorry. Oh, oh, yes. Yes. We better just leave it. I mean, it does look like more than you can handle. It looks pretty terrifying. The one in Baitor, did you ask me if I wanted it for then? You're practicing your cruelty? I was thinking of your safety. I'm worried attaching your head to this thing would hurt you somehow. Or seriously, what, did we get married at some point? What's all this? I don't want you to get hurt wash. If you really cared, you'd find a way to get a head on the shiny skeleton's body. There's a lot more banter you can do with Morton. We could, like, snap at him at every time, but I don't feel like having that kind of relationship with him. Now let's examine the giant skeleton carefully. The skeleton's intricate bronze armor is riveted onto its ribcage and shoulder blades with a series of iron bolts. As you study the frame behind the armor, you notice the same iron bolts are set into the skeleton's shoulder, elbow, pelvic, and knee joints. A mass of thick leather cords and heavy knotted ropes run along the length of the skeleton's arms and legs, woven in such a pattern that they resemble muscles and tendons. We shall examine the armor. Despite the armor's obvious age, it looks well cared for. It shines brightly, and the symbols engraved on the breastplate seem to flow in the firelight, shifting slightly whenever you try to focus on them. Study the symbols. Almost unconsciously, you let your gaze relax as you look at the symbols. After a moment, the symbols cease shifting, resolve into a trail of runes that run up and down the breastplate. Strangely enough, the interlocking pattern of runes reminds you of chains. With that thought, you suddenly recall these runes are some sort of warding enchantment. We shall study the runes. Try and recall the enchantment. You study the pattern of runes as they weave their way across the breastplate. On its most basic level, the runes are a lesser armoring enchantment, but several skull-shaped runes and spherical tracings along the edges of the armor make you suspect several greater necromantic and warding enchantments are woven in as well. Touching the skeleton will most likely cause it to awaken and defend itself. Let's see if we can dispel the enchantment somehow. 500 XP. You suspect that marring the rune pattern along the breastplate could unravel the enchantments, but it looks difficult. The pattern is complicated, and scratching out the wrong portion could cause the skeleton to animate. We shall compare the pattern to the enchantments in the Tome of Bone and Ash, if we can determine how they can be broken. From what you can make out from the tome, it seems the armoring enchantment applies only to the breastplate. The necromantic enchantment allows the skeleton to be raised, but it is the warding enchantment that gives the skeleton its limited awareness of its surroundings. You'd guess that if you were to mar the skeleton's wards, it would interpret it as an attack unless you blinded it to your presence first. We shall mar the runes, maintaining the warding enchantment, so that it cannot perceive us, then work backwards. The work is difficult and nerve-wracking at first, but slowly your mind begins to focus, and the runes begin to unravel beneath your attack. Within minutes, the giant skeleton has been stripped of the enchantment's binding, and it collapses, falling to the floor with a crash of bones and a heavy clinking. Those damn pile of bones. Wait for a moment, but no one responds to the sound, despite the nearby dustmen. Moving quickly, you sift through the skeleton's parts on the floor. Most of it is too heavy or too old to be useful. You discover a piece of the skeleton's breastplate with the majority of one of the broken enchantments engraved on it. I feel like it could prove useful. We'll take that. A rune of lesser warding. Invokes armor. Teaches the user armor. Level 1 wizard, usable only by mages. Activating the rune will destroy this breastplate. It's yours. It's yours, my friend. Rope. Ah, shit. Here. Let's give you a hammer and a knife. You're welcome. It's yours, my friend. I'll carry a club. You can have another club. You're like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this, chief? Don't worry about it. Let's dispel this. We don't need to compare backwards. We know how to do this. We'll pick that up. We'll do the same over here. And the same over here. And the same over here. Collect the sweet, delicious experience. And, you know, some runes. Rune of shielding, rune of greater warding. They're yours, my friend. Bombs. Rope. There we go. We didn't just do it for the experience, though that was pretty delicious, too. You're welcome, Lord. We will all now also take this Crescent Hatchet. 2 to 7 slashing damage. Thaco -1. Looks more decorative than functional. Not only is it extremely heavy, but the balance is poor and the edge is dull and pitted. The long handle allows the wielder to put considerable force into the swing. We go from having a Thaco of 17 to having a Thaco of, don't worry about it. It still says 17. I am Martian!
I'm gone.
Oh, dare that stat thing not update. Alright. Let's go. Good thing we got up when we did, huh? The sarcophagus appears to have been here for centuries. There's no lid. The exterior seems to be made of solid stone. Brazier is long. Brazier! Long since run dry of oil. Only ashes remain.
All right.
Coppers and pins note. This note has been written with remarkable penmanship upon the finest parchment. Faxes. If you're reading this, you have undoubtedly failed in your task and have been forced to use the escape route I arranged. I told you that your little disguise idea was ridiculous. In any case, you'll need to lay low for a while. The dustmen may be deluded, but they are not fools, and they will certainly seek retribution for our intrusion. Left you some coins. Use them to secure a hiding place in the hide, preferably in Ragpicker Square. Dustmen will be unwilling to look for you there. Once you've secured a new hiding place, I have a new mission for you. Find out where Therald is getting those bodies he's been delivering to the mortuary. It's apparently causing the dustmen a great deal of upset, and I wouldn't mind knowing myself. Reports are out that the stone-faced dustman at the Gathering Dust Bar, Ishit Emmerich, I think the fool's name is, has been sending out finders to try and mock Herod's movements. See if you can find out how far along he is and hinder his efforts until we know more about his activities. I don't want Emmerich finding out something before we do him. Alright. Cool. Out we go. we have left the mortuary. Welcome to Sigil, everyone. See if we can avoid the ladies' notice. Mortuary Gate achievement, thanks, team. Oh man, that's how I know I accomplished great deeds. Achievements. It's my only way of interpreting quality.
I'm gone.
Looking around here. Pull your heels here, Cutter. You can also thank this video game for teaching me the word harlot. Dustman. Here's what we're looking for. How you doing? You see a tall creature with a shock of white hair, its skin is a greenish cast, and a pair of goat horns protrudes from its forehead. It is dressed in long flowing robes and appears to be floating slightly above the ground. Greetings. The creature turns to face you and a series of symbols appear around its head. The symbols have a slight glow about them and they just hover there. Oh, for the power's sake. Piking Davus. Davus? What's wrong? They speak in rebuses, these annoying word puzzles. If you don't know what he's saying, then we better find a native or some other way to communicate with him if we want to. An annoying bunch. I bet they can speak. They just would rather piss everyone else off by trying to puzzle it. What are they? Chant is they're janitors for the Lady of Pain. They float around breaking, fixing, and patching up Sigil according to her whims. They're worse than corpse flies. You can't swat them, though, or the lady get upset. Lady of Pain? Who's that? It's dangerous to be in the city and not who that is. She runs the city. You'll know if you see her. She's got these blades around her face. She's about the size of a giant. She floats off the ground just like these guys. Nobody knows much about her. She doesn't speak much. All you need to know is you don't want to make her angry. See her? My advice? Run. Davus waits patiently, its hands tucked into its sleeves. A series of symbols materialize above its head, then they vanish and a question mark appears. Try and strike up a conversation. See if you can translate what it's saying. You ask several questions, trying to get a feel for the rebuses that appear above its head. It is extremely patient throughout your discussion, giving you easy sentences to translate. After a few minutes, you start to get the hang of it. It feels like you've done this before. We are wise and intelligent enough to easily puzzle this together. You can help me. Who are you? Duh. What you doing? I tend to my duties. Can you tell me about the Lady of Pain? A lone symbol appears above the Davus' head. This one shows a metallic female mask, with blades coming out of the side. Just looking at the ghostly image makes you uncomfortable. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Done.
That's good intel. Don't need to know anything else. Pox over here. Yeah, what's going on? Just a bunch of dustmen hanging out. What's up, Pox? This Cal figure is hunched by the mortuary gate. His face is obscured by the shadows of his hood. What little you can see is his shin, which is covered with stubble and what appears to be a foul green and purple rash. Greetings. Hi. Figure doesn't budge, and there's a moment of silence, and he responds in a high-pitched voice that sounds more suited to a girl of 10 years than a man.
Hi!
Who are you?
Pox I am, hi!
You know someone named Farad?
Hi! Collector, big. Name has weight, cast long shadow, it does.
Do you know where I might find him? Can you be more specific? He's not worth finding. Well, who the hell is Sharegrave? Would your boss, the Sharegrave, know where he is?
Updated my journal.
Oh, yeah, Sharegrave's in Ragpicker Square, many blocks west of here. Tell him that, Pox sent us. Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know anything about journals? Okay, thank you. Just wanted to make sure.
All right.
How long have we been doing this now? Okay, yeah. It's felt that long. It's been pretty fine. Forgot how long that mortuary segment took, though, if you dabbled in exploring things. I do want to go in here. There is one... This isn't the place. But this is fine. Dustmen hanging out here. Harlots. Monuments. The Post. Yes. The Post.
I've never seen something so ugly I've not.
Oh, Anna. You watch your mouth. You're lucky I'm not more charismatic than what I am. I'd give you the what for.
I'm gone.
I think it was my interactions with Anna as a teenager that really helped to solidify how much I enjoyed this game and my dialogue with her. This filthy-looking corpse... I mean, there are other things, but... really fun to interact with your companions. This filthy-looking corpse is in sad shape, I know. A companion. How could Grimith name drop like that? The spoilers! Filthy-looking corpse is in sad shape, its shoulders are slumped and one of its legs is broken, causing it to lean to one side. Its stains cover it from head to toe. Judging from the smell and the texture, the stains run from rotten fruit to mud and bird droppings. To add the indignity, graffiti has been carved into its body, and several notices have been nailed to its chest, back, and head. Examine the corpse. There's a cobblestone inside of it. Let's take that cobblestone. Great. Examine the corpse. The notices. Office of Vermin and Disease Control. What this graffiti? Alright. What about the look at the post? To those hive citizens wishing gainful employ with the most honorable and generous sigil government, inquire forthwith at the Office of Vermin and Disease Control to help stem plague of brain rats. Bounties paid, copper given for each rat tail brought. Tails must be genuine and from rat only, no cat, dog, or fiend tail accepted. Office several streets south and west of Mortuary Gate and Lower Hive. Ask for official inspector in charge. Respectus Phileas T. Lort. The 29th. Excuse me. The 39th. Alright. Examine the bill of fare. One has posted a bill of fare for the Gathering Dust Bar, but the bill of fare cannot be read as the word Smoldering Corpse Bar has been scrawled in charcoal over the bill. Smoldering Corpse Bar? Only immediately jerks his leftward arm upwards and points far to the southeast. Reminds me of a job I once had. I mean, I wonder if this would work with the other notices. The official notice. I'd like notice by the order of the Judiciary Council in accordance with the Citizenry Sigil, let it be known that those defacing a registered servant of the Dustman either by graffiti, malicious attack, or by posting notices will constitute felonious assault, and the perpetrator will be answerable for the vandalism of said servant. By order of the Hall of Speakers. The want ad. Wanted, able-bodied person willing to investigate a matter of the utmost importance to the Dustman cause will offer suitable compensation upon successful completion of said task. Interested parties inquire with initiate... Norok, Gathering Dust Bar. Gathering Dust Bar? Bam! Right there. This is the place I want to be. Thanks.
Looks like the Dusty's lost one of the debtors.
I'm gone.
I don't have time for you. I'm busy.
Can't find any debtors. Maybe I could gut a Dusty.
She's still talking to me. She's trying to intrigue me. I will not fall for it. Go in here. How you doing? Greetings. This man looks haunted. His eyes are half-lidded as if he has had trouble sleeping, and his hair is long and unkempt. His beard is flecked with bits of dead skin and old bits of food. He doesn't seem to notice you as you approach. Greetings. Man glances up, the sound of your voice, his slack expression vanishes. It looks like someone has lit 2 fires in his eyes. We have barged in his house. I have some questions. Are you daft? You filthy scar-ridden dog, off with ye! You best never cross me door again, you red-stinking bastard. This woman looks to be in her middle years, and her hair has streaks of gray running through it. Lines worry crisscross her face, and as she sees you, she seems torn between asking to leave and calling for the man at the table. Greetings! You best leave, or I call me husband. He won't take kindly to you having barged your way into our home. I just had some questions. I have not the time, stranger. Do not be troubling me with such things. Are you all right? You'd best leave. Me husband has not been himself of late. You best not provoke him with your presence. He seems troubled. He okay? Touch of the cough, maybe. Out of sorts. If you tell me what's wrong, I might be able to help. I think he's done something he regrets. I think he signed one of the dead contracts. Cannot imagine what possessed him to do such a foolish thing. The Dustmen have contracts that give them the right to someone's body after they die. And they animate it with their black magics, turn to one of the walking dead, make it a worker till it rots away. Why'd your husband sign such a thing? He may have been goat-eager to bring home some more jink than custom. He's very grateful, but I think he's hurt himself more by doing so. Can his contract be undone? She looks too surprised and sighs. I've tried. I've spoken to the Dustman he did the signing with, but he's cold and chill like all the Dusties. He even lectured me on me husband as if I had no right to try and help him. He was cold. Cruel he was. Let me see what I can do. Who is this Dustman your husband signed the contract with? The Dusty calls himself Gravesend. I know not his first name. He has a table at the Dustman bar in the Hive. Gathering Dust, I believe the place is named. You can most like find him there trying to get more people to sign his contract.
Updated my journal.
Let's go help. I won't turn away such a friendly gesture, but I must ask you not to let on that I asked you to do such a thing. Your husband has a terrible temper, and he were to find out. I promise that your husband will not find out. I promise, as he looms back there, that he will not find out. Alright.
Alright.
That's right, Nameless One. Alright. Don't you say anything to me.
Looks like the Dusty's lost one of the deaders. Telling his carpet about now.
Chief, what are we doing in here? What say we just give this place the laugh, all right?
What do you mean you don't want to be in here? I don't understand. Oh, look at all these dustmen just hanging out here. There's a Gravesend over there. There's a waiting death. I cannot end this video until I have a conversation with a waiting death. Oh, it's gonna be glorious. Let's save the video. Go.
I'm gone.
Hi. You see a spindle-thin dustman in dirty black robes. His stiff black hair springs forth of his skull. It's like a crown of spikes, and his leper-white skin is drawn sharply across his skull. He's frowning to his drink of mumblings of, "Greetings! I'm here about the posting outside. Many troubles have I, help Kenuum. A mausoleum awakens, the dead walk, the dead disturb, and the dustmen disturb. Find out what disturbs the undead and the copper coins that will pay. Very well,
my journal.
Where is it? Mausoleum by Dustman Memorial. Go north and west from Black Monument. Go to Arch in a semicircle over your heart with this finger this big. Will is the index finger to his right hand. To the mausoleum, go you will. I'll look into it, bud. You strangers, speak with me for a moment, will you? Maybe I shall. A lot of action going on here. There's Emmerich. We have been informed about him. He looks lost. He says we look lost. Old Copper Eyes. Hello, Emmerich. See a heavy-set man with dark skin and grim features. He is dressed in dustman robes and is regarding of the Stony Gaze. Greetings. You have the look of one lost. Did the wind send you, or are you here with purpose? Who are you? I am Emmerich Factotum, an initiate of the Fourth Circle. Is this your bar? You measure ownership in copper. This is not my establishment. You measure ownership in spirit. It is mine. He pauses as if trying to emphasize a point. The dustmen here are my students. They are under my protection. Can I ask you some questions? Can you tell me about the Dustman faction? Dustmen seek the true death. Some call it oblivion, but this is incorrect. The Dustman, the true death, is freedom from the chains of this false life. This life that many cling to with their emotions is a false existence. As long as one clings to it, they will continually be reborn into it. One must divest themselves of emotion to escape the cycle. Tell me about how your faction is organized. Dustmen are organized into 5 circles. The 5th circle is made of the lowest rank of Dustmen, initiates. The 1st circle is comprised of the highest ranking Dustmen, the ruling body of our faction. The Dustmen are one of several factions. The instruction manual does mention that right below, like the whole death thing that I showed off in the instruction manual. However, we are not appropriate for joining the Dustmen because of our blessed and cursed state. I mean, we could, but it would be inappropriate because we don't go to true death. We stay here. So I will not say that I would like to join Dustman's faction. Doing that would give you, like, a variety of different tasks. Wait on it. Search for journal? Alright. I'm looking for a man, a pharaoh, a Farad, a Farad. You seen him? he stole something from me. Why do you want to know my business? He's brought many corpses to the mortuary of late. One must ask where the bodies are from. Tell me more about the bodies. Some are recent dead. They still have their last moments in their eyes. Many more bodies are centuries dead. The dust of ages lies upon their bones. One must ask where these bodies are from. Perhaps I could find out. I would track him down and ask him. You spoke with a collector and returned with his answers. You will have done a great service for the dustman. Find where the dead he brings to us are from, and you will be well rewarded. Okay. Your path is our path. Return here when you have the collector's answers. Do you know where he is? Okay. I must take my leave. Farewell. I think one of the individuals you were given to interact with, well, two of them are actually right here. The Skeptic and Awaiting Death. I think old Copper Eyes and Mortai Gravesend are here to offer you death contracts. You know, sign yourself away. Sign your body away. You don't need it after you die. Mortai Gravesend? The tiny, wizened man is dwarfed by his huge dustman robes. They look as though they were chosen to cloak his small stature. That looks to be in his late 90s. He's extremely energetic. He fidgets continuously and his eyes dart around the bar like birds. Greetings! The man's eyes gleam as he takes your measure and he gives a slight nodding greeting. Hail and well met, traveler. You look like one who is just getting their sigil legs about them. Trails off. Pardon me, have we met before? Your face seems familiar somehow. Possibly, are you certain it was me? Maybe I was mistaken. Well, no matter, no matter. How is it that Mortai Gravesend may help you? Do you seek the contract, perhaps? Mortai Gravesend, are you the dustman who signed the contract with Angyar? Mortai frowns. He looks puzzled. Mayhap. I do not recall the name, however. I would like to settle that contract. Looks where I'm afraid that is impossible. The contract is signed, sealed, and binding. Well, the contract is tearing the man's life apart. It is causing him distress. It is possible that he may not even be able to approach the true death with such emotions churning in his mind. Mortai chews it over for a moment. Looks like you've negotiated him into a corner. I cannot. It is a matter of law, my friend. Besides, the burden lies upon the signer to overcome his own feelings or to reach the true death. I cannot. So what you're saying is that you'll deny him the true death for the sake of a piece of parchment? Mortai sighs and holds his hands to placate you. Look, it is not how you are making out to be. You obviously hold the philosophy of the dustman in contempt and damn a man's soul over a piece of paper. Do other members of your faction know of your conduct in this regard? If not, they soon will. Mortai glares at you for a moment, opens his mouth, closes it, then opens it. By the 9 hells, wait here and keep your bone box ledged. A few seconds later, he returns. He is holding a dusty piece of parchment, which he gives to you. Here! He sniffs disdainfully. All for a man's peace of mind. Now be gone and nettle me with your preachings no longer. I will leave. For now. Farewell, Mortai. Hey there, Awaiting Death! Or you as a young dustman with stubble on his chin and dark circles beneath his eyes. He's staring at the wall with a somber expression. Greetings! Dustman doesn't look up. He stares straight ahead as if he's seeing something several leagues beyond the walls of the bar. Hey, can I ask you some questions? Keep staring to the distance. Alrighty then. Mort hisses at you. Let's go, Chief. This dusty might as well be fertilizer. Fair enough, let's get out of here. As you turn to leave, the dustman suddenly speaks, his voice barely a murmur. You have to strain to hear the words. You think he said something about wanting to die? What did you say? The boy's expression does not flicker. Do you want to die? I really don't know. Do you want to die? Yes. Why do you want to die? This existence is a mockery of life. I do not wish to continue this charade any longer. His face wrinkles in disgust. Why would anyone wish to remain in this foul city in the center of a multiverse that feeds on pain and hatred? Death is silent and comforting. That's a bleak outlook. There's a lot more to life than pain and hatred. Despondency, for example. This is living? He bares his teeth and his hands clench. This existence is a mockery of life. I do not wish to continue the charade any longer. Death is silent. Comforting. Maybe after the first death. Dustman blinks and sneers. The first death? What? Were you resurrected? Would you like to see? What do you mean? He looks like he wants to turn away, but he cannot. You can't seriously. Take your hands, twist your neck. Your vision slowly returns. Your death felt different this time. You see a waiting death standing above you. He looks horrified and fascinated. He has propped you into a chair and is looking apprehensively at the other bar patrons. They don't appear to have noticed or have mistaken you for a drunk. Convinced now? Are you one of the Walking Dead? No. Then what are you? I don't know, but I died and reborn. And you still think? You still feel? Yes, but there is a hollowness. Something is missing, and it eats at you, never leaves you at peace. To be dead, and still think and feel? Will misery never leave a body be? The thought seems to horrify him. Even death is no release. Indeed. Perhaps you should not be so quick to abandon this life before knowing what the next life holds for you. The boy falls silent, thinking. Eventually he turns back up to you. Your words carry weight, sir, in a fresh perspective. I will do as you have said. That is all I ask. Live, grow old, and learn. Farewell. That was another moment I had playing this game many years back. I was like, I just fucking killed myself in front of him. It came back to life. Finally, I still remember everything. And he's like, what the fuck? What do you mean? You can also help him fulfill his death wish. I believe he frantically wants to get out of you fulfilling his death wish. Because he discovers, while you're killing him, that he doesn't want to die.
I'm gone.
Maybe I could gut a Dusty. I've never seen something so ugly.
Shut up. Sass mouth up there. Alright. You see Angyar. He doesn't look any better than before. As you approach him again, he turns slowly to face you. His face tightens. Ye again. Didn't you hear me the first time, you pox-written dog? Get out of me house or so out the powers. I'll carve ye where ye stand. Show him his Dustman contract. As you pull out the contract, the blood drains out of his face. For a moment, he seems at loss for words, as his temper quickly resurfaces. Where did you get that? By the powers, you best tell him.
Updated my journal.
You tear up the parchment, and Angyar's eyes follow the bits of paper as they float to the ground. With a desperate look, he shudders slightly and straightens. A great weight was lifted from him. He looks like he's about to thank you, then stops at you stares at you suspiciously. Nothing's free. Not in the hive, Cutter. Consider this free. I expect a lot of rules in the hive to change while I'm around. His angry expression crumbles. He looks tired of fighting his good fortune. I must have prayed to the right powers this past half-month. You have me thanks, Cutter, for whatever that's worth. Take care. Well met. Just wanted to come and check up on you to see how you were doing. Farewell. Alright. Doing good deeds for people. We're still true neutral. But acts like that, they'll weigh in. There's some things in this video game that do care about alignment. We're well on our way to level 5. Mort's getting close to level 4. These two ass-kicking fighters. Nameless One doesn't have to be a fighter forever. Ah, man. Oh! just playing this game again and experiencing the atmosphere. Oh! Oh. That's hooked into good memories. Positive memories. Not just nostalgia, but just... yeah. Man. What a... the atmosphere of this. How it turns and utilizes Sigil, and how it turns and utilizes the unique story of this character. You're like, oh, you're amnesia. Like, whatever. Death is a storytelling device, and one that doesn't actually have to end the story. Not for this character. Not for this video game. Strongest creature killed, zombie worker. Of course you got questions about me. You probably have questions about all sorts of things. Let me boil it down for you. When you've been as dead as long as I have, without arms, legs, or anything else, you spend a lot of time thinking, you know? I figure it's been a few hundred years since I got pinned in the dead book, but time doesn't really tally up the way it used to without that mortality thing pressing down on you. All the days and nights kind of blend together. So you think about this and you think about that, and the most important piece of wisdom I've learned over the past 100 or so years is this. There's a lot more obscene gestures you can make with your eyes and your jaw than most people think. Without even resorting to insults or taunting, you can really light a bonfire into someone just with the right combination of eye movements and jaw clicking. Drives them barmy. You ever get beheaded and your skin flayed from your skull? I'll show you how it's done. I got some real gems, Chief. They'd drive a diva to murder, they would. I know what you're thinking. I'm dead. I've lost so much. It should have sobered me up to all that joy I missed, all those loves I lost. Some people get all depressed about death. They haven't tried it, of course. But one thing they never seem to realize is how it changes your perspective on things. It really makes you take a second look at life, broaden your horizons. For me, it's pretty much made me realize how many dead chits are in this burg and how few sharp-tongued men like myself there are to go around. You spin the wheel right, your years of spending nights alone are over. Shallow? I'm not shallow, I just don't get caught up in all that philosophy and faith and belief washed that every burg from Arborea to the Grey Waste rattle their jaws about. Who cares? Arborea. The plains are what they are, you're what you are, and if it changes, fine, but things aren't bad the way they are, and I should know. Go on, ask me some questions about the plains, or the chant, or the people, or the cultures. When you end up like me, without eyelids, that is, you end up seeing a lot of things, and I can tell you almost everything you need to know. It's like this. We're in this together, Chief. Until this is over, I stick like your leg. The humor in the presentation for this game stick with me so much, too. Oh! Alright. That's enough for this little bit here. Our time here of updating our journal. Man. What a... I'm kind of glowing right now. That was good to feel. I enjoyed this. I don't know if I'd ever pick this up again. Don't know if I would ever re-experience, like, Torment in its entirety. But I can walk away from this video with positive, like, feelings. It's better than walking away from a video with negative ones. I've done that before, too. Anyway. Take care, dear viewers. Perhaps you have been enticed to explore and experience this game on your own, despite what has been revealed and what spoilers I would have leaked along the way. Perhaps you already have explored this game on your own and can speak glowingly of it. Briefly, I will say here at the end, I know there is a Torment of Numeria? Yeah, they did some sort of other Torment game. Tides of Numenera, there we go. It came out a couple years back. I found, man, it already came out back in 2016. How long ago? I know bits and pieces about it, but I've never been driven to, like, dig into it. Just because of how I feel about single-player role-playing game experiences. Again, I'm more of a group role-playing person. And I will say, I do still have the CD and instruction manual for Planescape Torment. Unlike Baldur's Gate, which got... My Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 CDs got melted into slag by a viewer. Oh, those are good times. Yeah. I'm packing it up. Take care, everyone. See you in future Let's Get On with Adventures.